Welcome back to the Financial Freedom Edge. So here's the deal, you guys. Today I'm going to talk about the only ways to get rich. And then all you have to do is pick one. That's all you have to do is pick one and grind, right? So here we go. The first two are really simple. You need to inherit the wealth or the money from family or friends. If you don't know anybody like me who is rich, probably not going to happen. So inheritance, you have no control over. You're either born into it or you're not. Number two is luck, like buying a lottery ticket, right? Something like that. Or you slip and fall in Walmart and you get a lawsuit and you get a bunch of money, right? So luck. And honestly, slipping and falling is kind of unlucky, right? You hurt your back, you're out of work for the rest of your life. So luck or unluck, right? Or winning the lottery. You have very little control over that, right? You either buy the lottery ticket or you don't. But, you know, I wouldn't say that that's a great strategy, right? Lottery tickets are a roll of the dice, so you can buy into it if you want to. I don't personally. I don't think that's a good investment, but that is an option. That is one way people get rich. The next three are things that you absolutely have control over, and these are the ones that I feel like if you pick from any three of them, you will get rich if you do it. Number one, and I think the easiest, stock market. Yes, there's no leverage with stocks. Yes, it'll take a long time for you to make your money, right? Let's say you even throw, let's say you throw $10,000, let's say you have $10,000 and you throw it all on Nvidia or Facebook or some biopharmaceutical company or a penny stock, and you 5x or 10x your money. That's awesome. Still not rich, right? And you 10x your money, still not rich, right? Richer, yes, but not rich. Stock market takes a long time. You have to have compounding growth consistently over time. I believe the average is somewhere between 5 and 10%, right? Depending on what numbers you look at, depending on if you're counting inflation or not, if you're adjusting for inflation, all that stuff. So the stock market, do people get rich? Absolutely. There's people who 401ks or Roth IRAs, whatever, right? And they wait 30, 40, 50 years and they'll be millionaires, right? Which is amazing, right? I want $1 million. So, you know, that is a strategy that is really simple. Yes, you have to buy the right things. You have to endure the ups and downs in the market. You have to be willing to wait 30, 50 years. But will it happen if you consistently dollar cost average over time, picking the right investments or, you know, index funds? Yes, right? Like it requires a little bit of thought, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of, you know, you got to think and you got to realize what's going on. But can it be done? Absolutely. Is it easier than the next two things I'm about to say? In my humble opinion, yes. And you can pick dividend stocks that are reinvested over time and you know, I mean, there's a lot of different strategies with that, but do people make money doing it? Yes. Have people lost money doing it? Yes. But you can also lose money with any investment. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. The next thing that I think is harder than stocks, but not the hardest thing, is real estate. And as you may have noticed, I mean, I do have stocks, but 98% of my portfolio is real estate. And the reason being, you have depreciation because, you know, thanks to the IRS, you have appreciation because of the inflationary type of fiat currency we have. You know, you have the tax write-offs. You have the cash flow if you do it right? If you have cash flow, and then you have principal pay down. So there's 4 ways to get, well, there's more ways than 4, but those are just the regular. There's another one called forced appreciation, right? If you buy a property below market value and add value to it, you will force appreciation. So there's that option as well. But there's 4 very common ways that people get rich in real estate: appreciation, depreciation, principal pay down, and if you buy right, cash flow. And cash flow is important. It allows you to hold the asset. Is it difficult? Yes. Is there a barrier to entry? Yes. You need 3, 5, 20% down to buy these properties. Then you got to buy good properties. Then you got to manage them. Then you have to get tenants, and you have to make sure they're good tenants, and you got to screen them, or you got to pay a property management company, and then you have to manage them, and then things break and you have to fix them. So is it a job? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Actually, tomorrow's Friday. I'll be making a video or putting some pictures online about how me and my handyman are going underneath my fourplex to fix the leaky pipe that we put a Band-Aid on. So it's been a week or two. We just bandaged it up so we could get the materials, get some more time to get under this thing, and we're going to replace this pipe. So, unless you want to be in a crawl space in a full hazmat suit or painter suit with your handyman replacing, pipes, pay somebody else to do it, and then there goes your return, right? If you're spending money on the asset, by paying contractors and overpriced materials and labor because you don't want to do it, which is totally fine, which is okay, right? I've paid people to do stuff that I don't want to do or I don't have the time to do. Totally fine, but that does affect your gains, your profitability of the asset. So just keep that in mind. But if you hold on long enough, right? I bought my first house in 2019. It's 2024. I was 25. Now I'm 31. That property has appreciated in value. Since then, I've had to put a furnace, $5,000. I had to do a brand new shower, $6,000. It's still going to need a roof, which could be $12,000 to $15,000 or more $1,000. Is it taking money out of my pocket? Yes. Has it been putting cash flow in my pocket over time? Yes. Will the property continue to appreciate? Probably, based off of historical averages, but am I counting on appreciation? No. What I am counting on is my 30-year fixed debt being paid down by the tenants, where eventually that property will be paid off, and it will be worth something as long as it's still standing, because it's a house. So my tenants are paying that off. So will there be that? Will there be appreciation? Hopefully. Am I getting cash flow while I'm waiting for the tenants to pay down the debt? Yes. So there is some benefits. Am I able to write off depreciation on my taxes and pay less taxes because I own that property? Yes. Am I able to write off, the shower and the furnace on my property because I did capital improvements? Yes. Talk to your CPA. Is it hard? Yes. Is it beneficial? Yes. If you're willing to do the work. So that's it, right? Okay, so let's recap before I get to number one, right? The number one hardest way to get rich, but I feel like it works for a lot of people. 1, inherit your wealth. Very hard to do. You have to be born in the right family. Number 2, roll the dice and win the lottery or slip and fall and sue somebody. Number 3, stock market. Slow, takes a lot of time. Will it happen over time because things inflate in value because of our currency? Yes. Do I think you can make money doing this? Yes. If you're willing to put a little bit of effort in and dollar cost average and wait 30 to 50 years, you will absolutely make more money than you put in. I believe that. Am I a financial advisor? No. Is this financial advice? No. Do I believe that? Do I believe it for myself? Yes. Real estate, hard to do. You got to find the right property. Got to have some capital. There's barriers to entry. You got to get approved for a loan, right? You got to have a W-2 job or 2 years tax returns that qualify. You got to be able to afford the property. You got to jump through some hoops to buy it. You got to have 20% down. Whatever. Find partners who have the credit and the capital. Whatever. There's barriers to entry. And then once you get the property, you got to fix it up. You got to maintain it. Deal with tenants. Deal with the property manager. Whatever. Right? Vacancy. Bunch of issues. The number one strategy that I think people use to generate wealth quickly, stocks, 30 to 50 years. Real estate, 10 to 25. And this is just my gross estimations, right? I'm not a millionaire from any of these strategies yet. I'm just trying them. Stocks, I think, take forever. Real estate takes a long time, but not forever. Starting your own business. That's the number one, right? There's 5 ways to get rich. This is the number one way. Does it have the most risk? Yes. Can you put $100,000 into an idea and you completely burn through it and lose everything? Absolutely. Do you have to manage people? Do you have to manage product? Do you have to manage receipts, invoices, bookkeeping? Do you have to pay all these people to do these things? Do you have to incentivize your employees to show up? Do you have to penalize them when they show up late? Do you have to fire people? Do you have to hire people? Do you have to have an HR department? Do you have to have payroll? Do you have to pay payroll taxes? Do you have to set up an entity? Do you have to, have liability insurance when people sue you and things go wrong? When your truck is on the side of the road with the tire half off, you have to handle that because your employee is going to call you and say, what do I do? And then you got to reorganize the jobs that they're missing because they're pulled over the side of the road. Super stressful, super time consuming, right? It can break people, right? I've heard of people starting and failing multiple businesses, and then they just fail and give up. I've heard of people starting and failing multiple businesses and then finding one that sticks and then become a multi-millionaire overnight. I've heard of people doing a side hustle while they're working their W-2 job, trying to build it into something and failing multiple times over and over again. Buying inventory, buying t-shirts, not selling, having to package this stuff themselves. Jeff Bezos started selling books out of his garage on the internet, right? So there's so many things that can fail when you're a business owner. Who's the last person to get paid? You. Your suppliers get paid, your employees get paid, everybody gets paid. You're the last one to get paid. But if that payment is substantial, right? Let's say you do really good and you have $1 million year and you only have to pay out $600,000 to your suppliers and vendors and employees. Well, you get the difference. Obviously, after taxes, this is an oversimplification. I am a small business owner. I just had to triple check. I don't have any employees other than myself. So, you know what I mean? Oversimplification, but you could technically make $400,000 in a year. You could make more than that. You could make less. You could go bankrupt, right? Businesses, you really have to believe in it. You have to put your heart, soul, blood into it. You have to market and advertise it. You have to drum up business. Then you have to provide the service. And if they don't like it, then you have to give them a refund or a discount or get a bad review on Google. It is a lot of work, you guys. And I didn't even talk about business plans or getting funding and leasing an office space. And on and on and on. But is that the way that I've seen a lot of people get rich? Yes. I think a lot of people I've talked to who are wealthy in real estate have told me that they had businesses that were successful and they took the extra cash because they need to shelter it from taxes and they put it right into real estate. So they got rich through business and they kept it and turned it into wealth through real estate. Just something to think about, you guys. Those are the 5 ways to get rich, the only ways that I know about, and I believe in the last 3 are possible. Stocks will take forever. Real estate takes a long time. Business, you can do it in a year. It could be 50 years, right? It's just how well you perform your business and if the business provides value to people. Like Tony Robbins said one time, if you help 1 billion people, you become a billionaire. How hard is it to do that? It depends. If you're doing t-shirts, could be really hard. If you're doing software as a service or some type of app, it could be a lot easier to get 1 billion downloads, right? I don't know. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Pick one of these things. Just pick one of them and do it consistently and you will get rich over time. No guarantees, not financial advice. Good luck.